bum, ba-dum bum bum, ba-dum bum bum, ba-dum bum bum, ba-bum bum. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, there goes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man. In the chill of night, at the scene of a crime, like a streak of light, he arrives just in time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Wealth and fame he's ignored, action is his reward to him. Life is a great big bang up, whenever there's a hang up, you'll find the Spider-Man. I was always amused by the matter-of-fact way that song connects strength and radioactive blood. And it goes, is he strong? Listen, bud. And they don't say, oh, he can lift a car, he's got big muscles. They say, hey, that guy's got some radioactive blood, so you know he's strong. By 1967, I would think people would know that radioactive blood probably isn't very good for you. I mean, they knew what happened in Hiroshima, That's just kind of odd. And what I also always found odd about Spider-Man was that the bottom of his feet in the comics and the cartoons are always completely flat, as if he's wearing a boot. And he's wearing gloves, of course. Now, if you had, hands that could stick to walls and feet that could stick to walls, and your life depended on sticking to walls, why would you wear boots and gloves? I think you'd be barefoot and bare hand. That would make more sense. And on that subject, his mask, he's fighting supervillains all the time. You'd think he'd want to be able to see, have some little eye holes in the mask. I know that the white eyes on the mask look cool, but it can't be easy to see through. I'm just saying. Doc Bruce Banner, pelted by gamma rays, turns into the Hulk. Ain't he unglamorous? Wrecking the town with the power of a bull. Ain't no monster clown who is as lovable as ever-loving Hulk. Hulk, Hulk. Ba-dum, ba-da, bum, 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 ba-da, bum. When Bruce Banner turned into the Hulk, why is it that every single piece of clothing he was wearing ripped off, except for his pants? It never made much sense to me, unless, I don't know, we always walked around with like a special super elastic pair of pants under his regular pants. Maybe that explains why, it was always kind of a purple color when I never saw Bruce Banner wear purple pants. I don't see people in general wear purple pants. Any case, just something I've always thought about. When Captain America throws his mighty shield, all those who chose to oppose his shield must yield. If he's led to a fight and a duel is due, then the red and the white and the blue will come through when Captain America throws his mighty shield. Not much to say about Captain America except that in the entire history of music, there have never been lyrics that have been so simultaneously bad and fantastic as all those who chose to oppose his shield must yield. That's just perfect. Tony Stark, he makes you feel he's a cool exec with a heart of steel. As Iron Man, all jets ablaze, he fights and he fights with repulsor rays. Amazing armor, Iron Man, a blazing power, it's Iron Man. In case you're wondering, all those songs came from Marvel superhero cartoons from the late 60s. I watched all of those in the early 70s. I'm going to provide a link in the description to all of the originals of those songs. There are actually a couple more that were part of that series. There was one for the Mighty Thor and there was one for the Submariner. However, I'm not going to include those because those songs really bit. As a matter of fact, both those superheroes kind of bit. The Mighty Thor, that's not very creative. Just take a character from Norse mythology, and the Submariner I always thought of as like a cheap version of Aquaman, and Aquaman wasn't too great to begin with. And actually, I just did some research. Submariner actually came around before Aquaman, but they both kind of sucked. They were just these dudes in the water doing like water stuff. I always thought it was kind of lame. But they weren't the lamest superhero. The lamest superhero of all time was the Wonder Twin that only could turn into a form of water. Now, I don't know if you remember the series. There's a series in the 70s called the Super Friends, really designed towards little kids. It had, had Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman and a few other people. But I guess to make kids more interested, they had like kind of a children characters. They first started with this goofy dude with like a cape and his sister and like a dog, and they got rid of them pretty quick. And then they came up with these characters called the Wonder Twins, which are these two, a male and a female. They're both kind of androgynous looking, kind of weird. And they were called Jan and Jaina, and they would go, Wonder Twin powers, activate! And the female Wonder Twin would go, form of a... And it would always be some kind of animal, because she could turn into any animal she wanted, which was a pretty cool power. Now, the male Wonder Twin, all he could do was turn into something to do with water. It had to be some kind of form of water. Lamest thing. I mean, I swear. There's one episode where they had to get somewhere really fast, and the female one goes, form of an eagle! And I swear, the male one goes, form of a bucket of ice! And she picks him up in her talons and flies away. Definitely the lamest superhero of all time. Okay, but as long as I'm going to be doing medleys of superhero songs, there's one I could not leave out. So I'm going to close with this one. Ba-da-dum, 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 bum 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 blah blah blah. When criminals in this world appear and break the laws that they should fear and frighten all who see and hear, the cry goes out both far and near for underdog, underdog. Underdog, underdog, speed of lightning, roar of thunder, fighting all who rob or plunder. Underdog, ooh, ah, underdog, bum 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 bum. When in this world the headlines read of those whose hearts are filled with greed and rob and steal from those in need, to right this wrong with blinding speed goes underdog. Underdog, 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 speed of lightning, roar of thunder, fighting all who rob or plunder. Underdog, ooh, ah, underdog,